So we got the Northeast Partnership. So let's get started. Steve Norton.
I'm Steve Norton, and I'm here just to kind of absorb more or less what you guys are doing here and report back to the Northeast Partnership. I work for the Connecticut Department of Transportation. I've been there about 6 years, and I work in a pavement management role, but primarily what I work on is project level work, and a lot of that includes pavement preservation. We're involved with everything from pavement design to scoping, but on the pavement preservation side, we're using our data, selecting various projects and treatment types, putting together a program that is typically about 25 million, but it's ranged from 25 to 50 million. In Connecticut, we're a pretty small state in the Northeast, if you're familiar, in the New England area, borders New York and Massachusetts. Although we're a small state geographically, we have about 10,000 lane miles in our network. That network we have a lot of composite pavement, but primarily we have asphalt surfaced pavements at this point because a lot of those original concrete pavements have been overlaid. Most of our pavement preservation is focused on asphalt pavements. I think we have about, at this point, maybe 0.5% of our network is a concrete surface. We will do like diamond grinding and some things like that on our concrete pavements, but our primary treatments in our preservation program include ultra-thin bonded wearing course, Nova chip as some people call it. And that's true of most of the New England states now, Northeast states. On our higher volume roadways, that's kind of our treatment of choice, the bonded overlays. We're getting great success with that treatment, great smoothness, low water spray, less noise, friction characteristics. Because the New England region is relatively small, the Northeast region is accessible to multiple different contractors, at least is what I should say. We have contractors that cross state borders and crews that cross state borders, so we have good experienced crews on that treatment, and it continues to grow. So that's one of our primary treatments that we're using. That's going well for us. And then another treatment, at least in Connecticut and a couple other states in our region, on our lower volume that we're using is the asphalt rubber chip seal, hot applied chip seal. And I know a few people here have already talked about that. That's been a real successful treatment for us. We are using that on roadways up to 10,000 ADT, trying to stay away from places where there's a lot of turning movements and opportunity for flushing and things like that. That's been a real good durable treatment that works well in the Northeast with the temperature cycles we have. So those are the two main treatments that Connecticut's using. We have also used some microsurfacing. We've done some other thin overlays that we've developed with our pavement lab at UConn. Crack sealing, patching, we're trying to work more of that into our program as far as just having a mix of fixes. But again, the main treatments we're doing are the ultra thin and the chip seals, and we've had good success with those. We've gotten sort of taken a step away, at least in Connecticut, from the emulsion-based chip seals, really due to the plow damage and just not really getting the performance I think that we wanted out of them. So we're kind of primarily doing hot applied chip seals now. Overall, I mean, in the Northeast we have similar, probably some similar challenges that states here do, maybe with the difference being our freeze-thaw cycles. We experience a lot of those. I know some of the states out here probably experience similar, but yeah, the seasons that we experience puts, in the freeze-thaw cycles and the variability and temperature swings and all that has a big effect on our pavements. So we have to be pretty vigilant on our treatments and getting on them quick. It's been something we've been trying to focus on, is using our data and identifying projects early, getting on them earlier, avoiding waiting a lot of times. And we need to, we've kind of shared the fact that we need to identify a project and then follow through with it. And we've in Connecticut expedited the process a little bit so that we can identify projects and then get contracts out quickly. One of the things we've done to help with that is more simplified kind of book jobs that we're putting out and in addition, packaging projects. So instead of just putting out like one individual chip seal out on a rural area, we'll put it out, the entire district, we'll put out a contract for chip seals. And that's been good. We've been seeing competition with that, and more contractors coming into the game by doing so. Yeah, we have a corridor that kind of runs right, we're between Boston and New York, so we have some roadways that have pretty significant heavy traffic, 100,000 plus ADT, even 150,000 ADT corridors. So we have that, as well as some areas that are really quite rural and a lot of farmland. So we kind of have a mix of things there in Connecticut. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions either about our partnership or about Connecticut and our program. I'll bring a presentation next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.